apple, peaches, vanilla, honey. All that is still there. Let's go ahead and taste it. Ooh, the heat's still there. The peppery note now, that spice is really coming through. It's lighting my tongue up. Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name's Peter Fasciano. Today's journey, we're gonna stick around with Japanese whiskey, and we're gonna be taking a look at another blended Japanese whiskey. This one's gonna be the Shin 10-year-old, coming in at 48% ABV. It's non-chill filtered. It's all natural color. It's in a 750 milliliter bottle. Like I mentioned, it's a blended whiskey finished in Mizunara oak, and it's coming in at $89.99 in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's go ahead and pour it, nose it, taste it, talk about it. And at the end, we'll give it a score. And before I start, I've lost an opportunity here. In my last video, Jeff Whiskey was my 1,000th subscriber, and his thing is to slap whiskey bottles. So this is for you, Jeff. Left-handed slap. There you go. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in the bottom of this. A lot of floaties. Lots of floaties. Well, all right, let's get this on the nose. Right up front, fruity, just like most Japanese whiskeys, clean and crisp. I get light fruit in here. Apple, grape, peach. Dare I say a touch of smoke, a touch of peat? And on the back end, maybe a little bit of a floral note. Honey, vanilla. Boy, this is all over the place on the nose. Let's get that first sip out of the way. Ooh, that is hot. 48% ABV, 48% ABV. This is hotter than 48. That's hot liquid. I don't think that's ABV burn. I think that's liquid burn. A little bit of tannin on the side. It is fruity all the way through to the back end. A little bit of bitterness. Let's get that second sip going and see if it changes. That second sip for me always brings out some of the oak, and this being finished in Mizunara oak, I might get a little bit of a different tasting note there. A little bit of tobacco, a little bit of leather. Those light fruit notes are still there. The heat is there, 48% ABV, or it might be that hot liquid. A little bit more of a tannin bite on the side, more bitterness towards the back of my throat. Not sure if I'm a big fan of that. Let's go one more sip, and then let's add the water to this. Okay, on that third sip, it's a little more sharp edges, not really necessarily rounded, a lot of tannin, a little bit drying. All right, let's go ahead and add some water to this and talk a little bit about the Shin. I don't have my Glencairn for my glass any longer. I have quite a bit here. This is still filtered water. Use filtered water when you're adding water to your whiskey. You don't want to influence maybe the minerals that are in tap water to influence the taste. Let's get this incorporated. I think there's a couple of points that I want to make with Japanese whiskey, or at least this one. So first, the Shin is not a distillery. It's not a manufacturer. This is a distribution company. They're sourcing their whiskeys from who knows where. But wherever they're getting their whiskey from or their malt from, they're marketing as the Shin. And the research that I have done is more towards the regulation side rather than the actual whiskey that's in here. The Shin does a really good job of marketing Japanese whiskey. But again, I don't know if any of this in here is Japanese whiskey. It could be malt from around the world. Any malt that they can get their hands on, they can put in here, they can blend it and produce it and market it or put it out there with their name on it. Everything that's on the label indicates that it is Japanese whiskey without specifically saying this is Japanese whiskey. I think, let me take a look really quick and see if I can tell you. So word for word right here, the Shin Malt Whiskey is crafted by master distiller Mr. Ken Usami, who selected best malt whiskeys and finished them in casks made of Japanese Mizunara oak. So it does talk about malt whiskey, but it doesn't say Japanese malt whiskey. The label says nothing about bottled or distilled in Japan. It does give you information about how natural it is. No added color, no chill filtration. So that's a good thing as far as like the geekiness of whiskey goers go. You got a good age statement, 10 years old, but you just don't know where the malt is coming from. It could be coming from Scotland, Ireland, the United States, any place that has malt whiskey, they could get it. As long as they can get their hands on it, it might be in here. Who knows? So this bears the question, why am I actually reviewing this one? Well, first of all, this was a gift by Robert and Talissa. Thank you guys very much. I really enjoyed the night. It was a pretty cool night tasting all of the Westland single malts that they brought down for me from Washington. I really appreciate that. So why this whiskey? Well, first of all, it's intriguing to me because it's finished in Mizunara oak. And I believe Mizunara oak is a Japanese oak. It's a Japanese species of oak that apparently takes 20 years to mature enough to be able to use in the barrels. It's porous enough that it leaks like a sieve, and the cooperage that it takes to actually get the barrels ready to go takes quite a bit of time, and it imparts a different type of flavor than, let's just say, the New American oak or the Gariana oak from Westland. So that in and of itself is pretty intriguing. And just the allure of Japanese whiskey kind of got me. So should you try it? Well, it all depends. It depends on your budget, depends on availability, and depends on how willing you are to part with $89. Let's see what the water has done to this, if anything at all. The fruit note is still there. I really want to say a touch of smoke. I'm getting black pepper now, so there's a little bit of a spice to this. Apple, peaches, vanilla, honey, all of that is still there. Let's go ahead and taste it. Ooh, the heat's still there. The peppery note now, that spice is really coming through. It's lighting my tongue up. Barrel tannin on the side. The bitterness is not as much on the back end. I think this benefits from water. Let's do another sip, and then I think I'm ready to give this a score. Barrel bitterness, the vanilla's there, the honey's there, the heat's definitely there. That spiciness is getting me. Wasn't there before the water, but now it is. Not the best Japanese whiskey that I've ever had, but definitely not the worst. All right, so my scoring system is out of 5 stars. Like I just said a second ago, not the best whiskey that I've had. The age statement, the heat, the pepper, how different it is with and without water. I'm going to give this 3 stars. I think 3 stars is a pretty good rating for what you get. I may even knock it down to 2.95 based on the price, but let's just keep it at 3. Good time to tell you, if you are not subscribed to the channel and you're liking this information, subscribe to the channel. Turn on that bell notification. I go live with a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the first Friday of every month. Give me a like on the video. Comment down below if you're familiar with the Shin or any Japanese whiskeys. Share this with somebody in the whiskey world that might get enjoyment out of it. And like I say in every one of my videos, enjoy your journey. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. And don't forget to slap the bottle. One last time. Again, thank you very much, Jeff.